Well, the weather lately has been perfect, especially for breeding mosquitoes.
And they're taking advantage of it big time. They're also prompting a rise in home concoctions to try to get rid of them. So, new this morning, John Shumway sought out an expert on what works and what doesn't. And John, I believe that mosquitoes have some sort of radar where they constantly know where I am. Because they always find me, John.
Same.
I think a lot of us can relate to that, David. There is so much that we can do, though, to avoid mosquito problems, and it does get serious with the West Nile virus that they carry. But to do these things, it's actually a lot of work. They may be tiny, but already their numbers are creating a nuisance.
I mean, we were definitely in mosquito season. We're definitely getting calls for mosquitoes. I think it happened a little bit earlier. I think we had a little bit of a kind of a warmer start to the season.
At Ehrlich Pest Control, entomologist Dr. Chad Gore says that a tiny bit of pooled water in your yard is a mosquito welcome mat.
Kids' toys, potted plants, things of that nature that don't drain well, that will hold water.
So he says dump the water and spray for the pest where they like to hang out.
And with mosquitoes, the resting spots are generally vegetation. So shrubs, the lower leaves of trees.
So what about this home concoction of mixing mint-flavored mouthwash, Epsom salt, and stale beer and spraying?
If it hits it, it might work. I mean, mouthwash tends to have alcohol in it. And we know alcohol has insecticidal properties when it's sprayed directly onto an insect. Salt maybe, but you know, I wouldn't depend on that to keep yourself mosquito free in your yard.
Gore says to be safe, stick with a multi-agent approach.
You know, I wouldn't depend on, you know, this one plug-in or this one citronella candle that you burn. You need to have a kind of a mosquito system, if you will, of products and so forth.
Yeah, Dr. Gore believes in the tried and true and says the home concoction approach, and there's one out there that uses apple cider vinegar. That'll make you smell great.
Huh.
It may have some effect, but he says you have to use so much of it to make sure you douse the little critters and kill them, and you can't even see them in the first place.
Yeah, and everyone can smell you coming. If you
true.
do that technique. All right, there's something else to talk about. And you know what? These really stand out.
Yeah, they do, and they can be very damaging to vegetation. The spotted lanternfly, we've been talking about this, and Dr. Gore says they are popping up in huge numbers in our area. And if you find them, make sure, go to our website at KDKA.com. We've got some information there for you.
That's interesting. Yeah, we started to see them, what was it, last year in our area or the year before?
Right.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to squash them.
Yes.
Get rid of them. All right. Thanks,
So
John.
Violent, David.
Well, I'm just telling the truth.